So let's look at the start of our lesson for today.
Because I wanted to become a U.S. citizen, and I heard about the news that they were helping people on how to become a U.S. citizen, and I had some questions and some doubts, and which were the reasons why I didn't do it sooner. And coming here, they kind of cleared that for me and pushed me on to becoming a U.S. citizen.
What drew me to Carecen was its long legacy of helping immigrants. Carecen has been here on Long Island for now 35 years. And over the course of those 35 years, we have not only changed, but saved the lives of thousands of immigrants across Long Island. And we've really created an environment in Long Island where immigrants feel supported and protected by their receiving communities.
American dream means to me a better life, different opportunities.
The American dream means to me a belief that if you put enough time to something in this country, that you can achieve what you want to achieve. It's not going to be handed to you, but it's something that's available to you if you desire it.
The American dream is I want to have a better job than my country. In my country, I can have these opportunities, so not too many dreams. In America, I can have too many dreams.
With the English class, the obvious important benefit is you have to be able to speak a certain degree of English to pass the citizenship test, to pass many of the different tests involved in the immigration process. So from the basic perspective, that's what we're trying to get our students to be able to do, is become full participants in the United States system. But above that, I think it opens a lot more gates to you to be able to speak English at a high level. Most of my students in the intermediate class can speak the English you need to get by in life, but it's not the kind of English you'd be able to get through the education system with, or to get a kind of high-level job with. So it's opening a lot of opportunities for them, whether that means going to college in the U.S., whether that means getting a white-collar job in the U.S., whether that means just being able to really help their children with their schoolwork in the U.S. It's just opening opportunities that they might not have with the basic English that they come into the class with.
The process to learn English, it's been hard for me because I'm able to speak a little bit, but I've never been in a school. So this is my first time trying to learn how to read.
I took Spanish 2 my second semester of junior year. It's been difficult because Spanish was something that I was more familiar with when I was in high school, and because of the large gap that I took of not studying the language, I forgot a lot of the skills that I had gained in high school.
One of the biggest barriers for immigrants anywhere in the United States is the lack of English language. If you don't know the language that surrounds you, you automatically feel isolated. You don't feel part of this country. And you can become a citizen, but if you don't have that language ability, there's still something that keeps you a bit isolated. So immigrants coming and learning English, it's really so important.
I don't know any English, but the good thing it was my brother was here. So he already knew how to speak. I realized that even when it was American people working with me, they were not from here. The fathers, came from different countries, but they were like Americans. That was my impression. They were everybody.
For the first time, I don't think there's a lot of expectations that I have, but I think to have an understanding of the English language is an important thing.
I feel like I've been here for so long. My two daughters were born here, so is my wife, and I feel like it's it's a right now that I earned, and would like to hopefully participate for the first time in voting for the first time in an election this November coming up.
I want immigrants to feel that they are welcome in our communities, and I really want immigrants to feel that it's important for them to become citizens, because if you're not a citizen, you don't have the right to vote in this country, and without the right to vote, you don't have full participation in our civic and economic life. Your voice isn't heard the same way a U.S. citizen's voice is heard. So I want people to know the importance of becoming a U.S. citizen.
I've always felt like it's really important to give back to the immigrant community. I mean, I was lucky enough to live and be born in the United States, but also to have the opportunity to live in other countries around the world. And as a US citizen, that's a really easy thing to do. But for people from a lot of other countries that don't have all those privileges we do, it's not something that's so easy. So I recognize that I think I have a responsibility to help other people who want to have those same privileges I had, but have more barriers to them.
I actually think the citizenship process is relatively reasonable. The requirements are not particularly high. I think that where our government can help people becoming U.S. citizens is not by changing the process, but by providing more support to ensure that they're able to make it through the process successfully. So to provide funds to help fund legal services, like the services that Carecen provides, providing additional funds to fund English classes and citizenship classes the way we provide, because that's really the key. The process itself is not difficult, but people have to make sure that they have the skills available to pass the test and to become U.S. citizens.
If I'm supposed to expect that of them, I think there's supposed to be something expected of us who are welcoming them into our country. So I think it's important for us to have an understanding of their language and their culture as well.
I expect the people more help.
Carecen has helped me by clearing a lot of doubts that I had on my mind about taking this huge step of becoming a U.S. citizen. By clearing and setting everything in place in motion and directing me in the right direction of follow the application and everything. My advice to people who are probably in the same shoes as I was that look for help. I mean, Carecen which is an organization that helps a lot of immigrants with a lot of doubts, and that there's help, and that they could actually lead you in the right direction and clear a lot of your worries.